Amelia.
And Megan.
And we're here on episode 3.
Woo!
We're cruising right along.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Also, side note, Gabe, my friend, said that there's a movie called Devil's Pass, which is about the Detlove incident.
Devil's Pass? We need to watch that.
Yeah, it's about that.
I've heard of that.
So I guess it's a group of people from the U.S. go to investigate, but they disappear.
Is it real?
I believe so. I don't know. Look it up.
Let's watch it. Okay.
So, also, do you have the message from Mom about the ravine?
Oh, God.
Because also my friends said a ravine was probably either dry or frozen at the time. It's essentially a big ditch caused by water running downhill like a canyon. A lot of ravines were made forever ago and are dried out. He said he liked the noise making them go crazy, coupled with less oxygen getting to the brain. And if there was water in the ravine, it would weaken the snow they're walking on and cause them to fall through. That could explain why they had internal damage and were under so much snow.
But there wasn't any
He's
wounds on the, like external wounds. So if you fell,
Yeah.
you think there'd be
Yeah.
especially if
well,
you're not
he's
cold.
saying for the snow to.
Oh.
Yeah, for the avalanche part. And then he said he could definitely see the government doing it, maybe even staging the cutting of the tent and stuff. He said another thing, would it be possible the wind was able to tear the tent? How did they know it was cut from the inside?
Well, you can tell by the
Yeah, the
waves.
slash.
Yeah.
And then he said another, it's possible a folie situation happened where, and I said, what is that?
what?
I don't even know. He said it's a shared psychosis thing where one person has symptoms or hallucinations or feels something and it passes on to another person. It could explain why 2 were found this in their underwear and they both had it and cut their tent and left. Maybe the others followed or something. Also, Evan Rader, his dad and uncle tried to go to the Crouch Cemetery or something, but like.
Scott
Yeah.
we were going to go there the other day because Scott's like, I told you I'd take you there. I was like, I don't need to see it. I saw pictures. It's fine. Like,
This is also our mom's theory on the Detlove. This is her word for word. The Yeti was in the tent and in front of the exit, so they escaped, meaning through the back.
I don't think it would be in the tent. It could just be like in
Yeah,
front
she
and
said
cut
in,
outside. Yeah,
yeah.
that didn't make sense, Mom.
So the Yeti's in the tent, so they cut through the back. It was government related with radiation testing. The bodies found in the ravine were in an avalanche that carried them into the ravine. There are no bones in those body parts, which, Mom, we never said there were no bones. There was no tongue or eyes. They were, no bones in those body parts, and they were eaten and digested. The body's color was due to frostbite.
Yeah. But I've heard different colors in the gray. So, like, I'd get it if they were gray, but I
The
swear.
one was deep tan.
Yeah. But, yeah.
So thanks for everyone reaching out. I had a lot of my friends, when they listened to that, would text and be like, I think it's this, I think it's this. This is crazy.
I love that story. It's just so crazy. Yeah. There could be so many things. But
The genuine consensus at this point is government related.
yeah.
So anything fun going on in anyone's life right now?
What projects are you guys doing in quarantine?
Right now I've just been sprucing up the inside of my house since we're stuck inside of it. It's got a new rug and decor and stuff like that.
like, I'm still working, but today I have to clean up my office because Jordan's taken over my office and I need my Cricut to make some onesies. And I have no desk because he's taking over my desk. So I had to, like, pull in another table, and that's my project today is I have to clean it up so I can use it.
My project tomorrow is organizing my library. For those who don't know, I have an at-home library.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow is organizing that because I just had to buy another bookshelf because I ran out of room on my bookshelves. I now have 4 or 5. So tomorrow's project is sprucing that up. And then I'm going to buy an ink pad because Megan for Christmas got me a little stamp that says from the Library of Kelly McGill that I'm going to stamp on my books. So anytime someone borrows one, proof that it's mine, you guys send it back.
And I just suggested that she should have, like a mail slot. Not like a mail slot. Like a little thing to put your book in, like if you're returning a book on the outside or something. Or, like, make little library cards. I think it should be a, like, legit
I'm gonna put it
library.
outside the library door so when you drop a book off,
That's hilarious.
I'll put it back because I have a very strategic way of how I place my books. Like, I'm very OCD about it. Like, certain authors are on certain shelves.
Yeah, I
certain
would be
type of
too.
books. So I'm going to have a drop-off spot so you don't mess up my...
So what's your project?
Okay, as you can see behind you, sorry, followers, you cannot. There's a quilt in the making.
It is very pretty.
I made a press for champagne button behind you. I am attempting beaded bracelets.
Beaded bracelets.
Yeah. Actually, they're cute. The charms are over there. And I made.
Oh, they're ready?
Yeah, they're right here.
Oh, we have gifts.
Okay, gifts. I'll post a picture.
I have gifts for you guys too.
So
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
I made us these wine glasses.
Oh my god, those are so cool.
Oh my god!
And they just came out of the oven, so they're
The
sealed.
oven.
Do you want and my fingerprints on them? So if anyone needs my finger, okay. So followers, I'll explain them. They are wine glasses, and I painted them white shimmer, and I took a toothbrush and red paint and splattered them so it looks like blood paint or
Wow.
blood splattered. With my fingerprint on them, so they're pretty cool. But
These are really cool.
I know they might smell a little weird because they
No,
just got out of the
they don't
oven,
smell
but
mean.
they're good.
We should get letters. Like a K and A and an M.
Can't put it over it because
Oh.
it came out of the oven. So I was gonna put wine and true crime on it, but because it's acrylic paint and it came out of the oven, we can't do it
Can I
unless
put my
someone
mouth
has
on
a
it?
trip. Yeah, we can put our mouth on it. It's all
These are
set and
so
sealed.
cool.
Yeah.
These are so cool.
So that's why there was no wine glasses out. But if you don't want to drink out of them yet, I
No,
brought
I do.
those
Oh,
down.
no,
But
yeah.
this was the major project that I did this week.
Okay, so I have something for you guys too.
Okay.
Oh my god, I don't have a
Yes,
gift, you guys.
Kelly
Okay.
sucks at show and tell. I'm just kidding.
I didn't know we were doing this.
Since we ask a lot of
Oh,
questions,
you said notebooks.
but
Okay.
there's pens with our
Oh,
logos on
yes. All right. Is this college ruled? Because thank you.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
hate
wide rules.
wide
I
rules.
hate
Oh,
Like,
wide
well, it's
rules.
either that or just like blank.
I like
and
that.
I was like, I need a line. So yeah, we
Perfect.
got wine glasses that look like blood splatter, and then we got notebooks and pens.
We'll
'cause-
take a picture and put it
Yeah,
on
that's right.
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got lots of goodies over here. And those are my projects. We're going to hang our gallery wall this week.
I love
That's it.
gallery walls.
And it's on our stairwell. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah.
I just got free Amazon Prime for 30 days, and that's really dangerous because I have literally, I just counted, I have a package coming today with 4 things in it. I have 5 other packages coming this week. That's how much I've been shopping on Amazon.
Yeah, me too.
It's all for stuff inside my house, though. Like,
Yeah,
and she's
same.
not done. She's still gonna look at library shit.
yeah. I'm
That's
trying
okay.
to use up my 30 days of free Prime.
Yeah, I would.
So do we want to do a little true crime quiz?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Why don't you guys?
Okay.
Open the wine?
All right, so today's wine is a 2017 Matchlock Cabernet. Everyone likes Cabernet. I'm going to try a sip of it because it's red. And if you listen to the rapid fire, I gave up red, but I'll have a little.
I really like the colors of this one.
Yeah, I do too. We'll post it. So this wine came from Wink, and if we have followers that do not know what Wink is, it is a wine subscription. You get 4 wines sent right to your doorstep. Of course, you need to be home because you have to show your ID. It's around $32 and you get 4. So in my wine delivery, I got a red.
$34 for 4 bottles of wine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wow, that's
That's
a
not
deal.
bad. And it's like good wine.
And it's
not like-
really good. Yeah, there's international wines, there's champagne. Because I got a champagne, I got a rosé, I got a white, and I got a cab. You can change them out, but that will affect the price. But I just kept what they were sending me. You take a quiz, and it's like, do you like mushrooms? Do you like
Oh, it's like
popcorn? So you take like a,
pairs the wine with
yes,
what your
with your
taste
taste
buds would.
preference. Yep.
Send me that.
But it's in each, they send it each month, and you can skip a month at any time.
So it's like one of those like fresh food kind of things.
Yeah.
Hello Fresh.
And if you don't like the wine, they'll replace it. So like, say we don't like this, I just email them and I'm like, I didn't like this taste of it, and they'll send a new one.
For free?
Wow.
yeah. So hop on over to Wink. It's WINC.
I'm gonna do that because 4 bottles of wine for $34. That's good.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
know.
like ones that they're gonna pair with your taste buds, so you know you'll like.
That pink one, that's the rosé, and the champagne right next to it is. Yeah,
They
So
look
they're good.
fancy too.
Yeah.
Like they look like they're gonna taste good, not
So,
cheap. Like the barefoot one. That's
This is
next
not
to
a twist off, so we gotta.
Pop them.
So go ahead.
Uncork that
ASMR.
I thought it would pop.
Okay, pass me your glasses. Pass me your glasses.
Oh. What? Heavy on the pour.
Thank you, Megan.
Cheers.
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 Oh, it doesn't cheers that well.
I wondered how it was gonna
We
sound.
can never
with this.
cheers that well. I
Yeah,
feel like
we
it's hard to
don't.
cheers with 3 people.
I'm gonna
Let's take a sip. What
I'm
do we
gonna
think?
taste it.
Ooh, I
That's good.
like that.
I love a good Cabernet.
I just haven't had red in
Oh, it's probably so bitter.
over
for
a
you.
year. Yeah, it's
Love
weird.
red.
Oh, this is a really good one.
I'm sorry. Can we just look at my dog looking at the door?
Tucker down here.
Yeah, they're
He's
both
just
looking
laying
up.
staring.
Tucker, you can come up
Okay.
on my lap now.
All right, we're ready to take a quiz.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the quiz.
Okay,
I was
s-
ready for my story.
So this says if you are really true crime obsessed, you'll get at least 10 out of 13 in this quiz. Are
I'm
you
gonna
ready?
fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just do it like collectively because
Yeah.
we'll see what we get. Okay. What are Madeline McCann's parents called? Here's a picture of them.
Oh,
So it's
shoot.
either Katie and Gary, Rob and Esther, Tom and Jess, Kate and Gary, Jerry, Kate and Jerry, or Katie and Gary, or Catherine and Joe. I have no idea who these people are.
I know who they are. There's a Netflix show on them. There was. I don't know if it's still there. Oh my god.
She looks like a Katie to me. What do you guys think?
I'm going to say Kate and Gary.
Gary?
Jerry.
Jerry. That's what I'm thinking too.
I'm going with Rob and Esther.
No.
They're not from America.
She's not an Esther. Esther. What do we...
I can't think of it, but they're not from. I don't believe they're from America.
She looks like Kate.
Do you know who they are?
No.
Neither of you do?
I bet if I heard the story, I would, but I'm going to say Kate and Jerry.
Kate and Jerry? We were right!
Okay.
Okay. How many people did the confessional killer say he murdered? And I did watch this one. I don't know if you guys did.
Is it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. Mm-mm.
Don't recognize him?
What? No.
I know it's a lot.
Do you know the number?
No.
I guess I'm going with 250 because I have no idea.
I think that's what I would guess. I know it's a
I mean,
lot.
if you
I
killed
was gonna say
600.
250 because it's in the middle, but I feel like that's
Too obvious?
kind of. But they're all like even numbers, so I was expecting.
Okay, so it's 10, 40, 100, 250, 600, or 1,000 plus.
God.
I would say 250. Is that
I'm
what
going
it
with
was?
250.
600?
Go
Okay.
with 250, but I would have said 6.
Okay.
It was 600.
Oh my god, I'm killing
Wow.
Okay.
it. I got
What
two
is the
right.
name of the daughter in Abducted in Plain Sight? Jan, Ruby, Jenny, Rose, Annie, or Marianne?
This is. They need more details in these questions.
I know.
I think it's Jenny.
You think it's Jenny? I don't know.
I need to
think
see
it's
it
Jan,
again.
but I think Jan is the one who got abducted.
I'm going with Annie.
I don't think it's
We have to choose
Annie.
them collectively.
I don't think it's
Okay,
Annie.
I'm thinking Jenny because last night I started researching stories, and I know there was a Jenny, and it was a disappearing kidnapping situation.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
But it might not be that story.
I'm gonna
so
go with Kelly then.
Let's just go with Jenny.
Watch this.
It's Jan.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
What state is Stephen Avery from? Do I need to even list him?
I don't remember.
Stephen Avery.
I don't remember.
Michigan, Texas, Wisconsin, or Florida?
Oh, Wisconsin, wasn't it?
Okay.
Okay. I had to see him. I
Yeah.
don't remember. It's been so long. You don't.
You've never seen Making a Murderer?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been so long, right?
Okay, I'm really bad at faces, so I
Oh.
never remember.
I knew
No,
the
I still
face,
remember.
but I would have to see the list.
I'm really
Okay.
bad with people.
That was right, but
Yeah.
we need to step it up because we're on question 5 and we've only got 2 right.
Oh,
Yeah, we only got
I
2.
would have
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, which of these serial killers was a doctor? Harold Shipman, Ted Bundy, Ian Brady, Peter Sutcliffe? There's no picture, but like
Bundy
What
was
was the
not a
question?
doctor. Was he? I don't know the other
no,
ones.
he couldn't have been a doctor.
No, I'm trying to remember the movie. He was not. So we got to randomly take one out of there. Let me look at the names when you're
What
done.
was
Go
Ted
ahead.
Bundy?
He was just like a
I think he was just a business guy because then he went in to be his own lawyer.
yeah.
I'm going with Shipman.
I would say Ian, but I don't.
Okay.
It's just a random.
I don't know.
guess.
Yeah, mine was a random guess too.
Honestly, I would have said Peter, so we all went with someone different, so it's up in the air.
Okay, what do we? I say either Ian or Peter. That's just what I'm drawn to.
Peter.
Peter.
Peter, pumpkin eater.
It was Harold Shipman. Megan was right. We're not doing hot, guys.
No.
Okay, who did people accuse this man of being? Ivan the Terrible, the Raven, Jack the Ripper, or the Killer Clown? This is hard.
No idea.
I'm gonna go with Jack the Ripper.
I was going to
Killer
say
Clown.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper? Ivan the Terrible.
We
We're not
suck.
posting this.
Okay, here's one we're gonna get. What's the name of the killer in Netflix Don't Fuck with Cats?
Oh,
I can't even
I
say
need
his
to see
name.
it. It's
Are
a-
you serious?
I don't even know
Luke,
how to say his
Lucas,
Oh.
Leon,
name. Oh,
Luca,
Lucas.
or Logan.
Luca.
Luca.
Luca. Yeah.
Yes, we got that one right. Okay. What type of food were the McCanns eating on the night Madeline went missing? Pizza, Indian, tapas, Chinese, all-you-can-eat buffet.
I
didn't watch
believe
this.
they were at the buffet at the pool. I watched it.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch
But
it.
that's not even 100%
Okay,
sure.
Why is this even a question? Like, why would this be a main part in the story? Unless I
That's
don't know
where
the
they
story.
were
I
when
don't
she
know
went
the
missing.
story.
You got to watch it if it's still on Netflix. It is pretty interesting. She's never been found.
But could it have been a
one?
Chinese place?
No, so it was like I want to
hotel.
say it's a buffet, but I don't. No, I'm not.
I have
even
no
cer-
idea. So we.
I'm not even certain on the buffet, so I know it's wrong.
It was tapas.
Yeah.
What's tapas?
I don't.
Isn't that a Mexican?
I think so.
It was a restaurant at where the
Right.
pool. Yeah, you guys gotta watch it though. It was
Okay.
good. I think it happened in London.
Which of these is the name of a Netflix true crime series? Big crime cases, cold case files, or unanswered crime stories? It's got to be
Cold Case Files. Yeah, I believe it's like bluish,
thought it
like
was a podcast.
white. Oh yeah, that
We were
is
right.
too.
Good job, Megan. What is The Keepers on Netflix about? And I know the answer, but I want to see if you guys know. Dolls, clowns, nuns, witches.
Ew.
I'm gonna go with nuns or witches.
You haven't seen this? You guys haven't seen this on Netflix?
I'm gonna say dolls.
It's about nuns.
Oh. I was thinking like maybe she kept
She,
a bunch
it's
of dolls
it's
in the
just
house.
about like a nun who goes missing. I think it
Okay.
is. What was the name of one of the internet sleuths in Don't Fuck with Cats? Ho Telecalifornia, Greta Lucky, Ewan Herbhand, Bowdy Mouvan.
I think it's
Is
the.
that how you say it?
Let me see.
It's the last one, but I don't know how you say
Okay,
it. Remember,
so
'cause
I
it's
was
like-
gonna say you just asked if that's how you say it. So it's the last one.
Body moving. It was from a song.
Oh,
Wasn't it
yeah.
a Beatles song or something.
No, I thought it was Beastie Boys. Or
I
something.
would
Oh,
have had to
Beastie Boys.
see the
Beatles,
list
Beastie
to
Boys.
know, but yeah, the last one.
Okay.
Or if you pronounce it.
What was Aaron Hernandez famous for?
Wasn't he a
Ice hockey.
football player? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I
he was
thought
a-
you meant what crime. I thought you meant what crime. I thought you meant what
I
crime.
know, I
is he
know.
famous for?
Oh, murder! Of course, these are murders.
football
Well, it
player.
could have been kidnapping.
Yeah, I know. You're right. Okay, last question. Which killer's teeth led to him being found guilty of murder?
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Oh,
That's like
I don't remember.
Yeah, his
that
teeth
was
were
like the.
his teeth marks.
If you watch Innocence Files, that's why it's really popping out in my head right now because they talk about.
It was
that.
also on the movie.
So,
Yeah.
we got 8 out of 13. A good attempt, but you're no expert. You enjoy watching true crime and will watch all the new ones on Netflix. If your friend sends you articles about cases, you'll potentially say you've read them and found them interesting, knowing full well you skimmed the headline and went back to Instagram.
Wow,
We're
that's
only on episode
embarrassing.
3, okay, we're new.
Yeah. Ask us like 10 more episodes. We'll
Right.
retake.
Are we gonna post that? That's embarrassing.
It is. But it was
That's
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Now that we've uncorked the wine, are we ready to toast to some goats?
Yeah.
that was
That was good.
Good.
Good work. Okay.
Megan,
What's
what you got for us today?
Yeah, what's today's
All
story?
right. Today we're going to talk about one of Jackson's most famous ghost stories. Referred as the ghost of Hillcrest Cemetery, which has 2 other names, so we'll get to that later.
Okay.
A legendary local story of a little girl who suffered a death that many of us fear, which is pretty creepy, and I never want this to
What is
happen to
it?
me. You'll find out.
Okay.
Take your
Don't you
notes.
know?
I think.
Yeah, I think you know.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't know this story.
The reason I know is because in high school, we used to go all of the time.
Oh,
Does that give it away?
that's creepy.
I have a story about that too.
Like in high school, the guys loved spooking us. We used to go with Joby, rest in peace. We used to go all of the time. And you're not supposed to, which I will get into. But I think I've been there 5 or 6 times.
I
It
literally
is scary.
tried to go once with my friends. It was on a Sunday. It was Kelly and Oren, shout out, at like 2 p.m. We tried to go, and I got so scared I made us all turn back.
Yeah.
It was the middle of the day. on
At 2
Sunday.
p.m. At 2 p.m. you were scared? In daylight?
Oh, bro, it was really nice out. We just went to the beach bar and got food, and then we were like, let's try and find random things in Jackson to do.
weird.
So we tried to go, and like literally we got to like park the car, got out, and I was like, nope, I'm too scared. I'm leaving.
See, I've only been when it's been dark. I never have been in the daylight.
Okay, well, people might be confused because I'm
Yeah.
a little confused. So
Okay, so
I know. We should
this
save that for the end.
this is a ghost story that has been told for many, many years. But if you're like Kelly and that group, you may not have heard of this. But it's a very chilling story. But it's very different than the folk legend of Bloody Mary, which is said to appear when you say her name repeatedly while looking in the mirror. Which, by the way, have any of you had the courage to do that?
fuck no.
Yeah, me neither. I tried one time at East Ave when we lived there. I never got myself to say it
think I
twice. I said it
remember
once.
you.
Were you by
Doing that.
yourself?
Yep.
What a weirdo.
Or maybe Haley was with me. We always tried to do stupid stuff.
I feel like I get scared if I look in a mirror in the middle of the night and think the word Bloody Mary. I'm like, don't think it again. Don't think it again.
What are you
yeah.
doing?
Okay, so enough of that. Okay. All right. This is a story of Little Mary and her family and how her death and the family became so unforgettable to the Jackson area. Before I start, it might get confusing, so just stop me, but I'm going to talk about like Mary's grandfather and then her father, and then it'll jump into
Okay,
Mary.
perfect. I love getting the back.
Okay, because they were very famous to Jackson.
Oh.
Very famous.
Okay, tell us all about
Crouch famous.
it. Yeah. Like wealthy famous?
Yes.
Oh, so Crouch famous.
So
Okay, I'm
Kelly,
glad we were never rich because it sounds like the rich families in Jackson had some weird
Yeah.
shit happen to them.
and you're gonna like one of the plots of land that the grandfather bought and what is now on that plot of land. You will like it. No, it's
Can we
cool.
guess when we get to that part? Can we guess what it is? What's there now?
You can guess now.
Okay.
Take a guess.
In
It's
the antique place.
okay.
Oh, I was gonna say a library.
Okay.
Oh.
It's at the end, so we'll get there.
Those
Okay.
The rather thing was like a bunch of gnomes or something.
Okay, are you
let's get
ready?
into it. Yep.
Mary McNaughton, MC capital N.
Thank God it wasn't a capital G.
McNaughton was born in 1884 on September 5th.
Oh my God.
Few.
Daughter to Elizabeth and Robert, and granddaughter to Moses McNaughton. So Moses was the granddad.
Is there a grandma?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was just 7 years old when her life was suddenly taken. Notice I didn't say
7 years
died.
old. 7 years old.
Yes.
Okay.
So her grandfather Moses was born January 3rd, 1813 in Argyle, New York, which I find ironic because this all happened in the 1800s, just like the Crouch murders.
And he was also from New York.
Also
Just
from
like
New York.
The Crouches.
Yes. Moses was the youngest of 11 children, and they were of Scottish descent.
11 children.
11
course.
children. Yeah. I don't have any information on his children or siblings. I don't think it matters in this.
It's kind of like the Crouch ones, man.
Yeah. Moses spent 2 years at Union College and graduated in 1840 from Fairfield Medical College and landed in Jackson in April of 1841, where he started his career as a medical doctor.
Why Jackson?
Yeah, I couldn't find that in the research anywhere. I'm not sure.
Jackson must have been the place to come to in the 1800s.
Well, maybe like he just got a doctor job.
Well, I think it might have something to do with his parents because they are buried here. So I'm wondering if maybe his parents or maybe his father got a job here and they moved here. I don't know.
And
I
he
don't.
moved back after college.
Yeah, yeah.
Me.
So Moses married Mary Turner, so that's grandmother to Mary.
Grandma Mary.
Yep, in 1848, and they had 4 children: Charles, Robert, Archie, and Mary Bell.
Archie.
Don't get confused. Mary Bell is not Little Mary just yet. So Robert,
She turned into her.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Robert will be Mary's dad soon. When that
so-
happens.
And Mary Bell's Mary's aunt.
Yes, yes.
God,
There's
so
a lot of
many
Marys.
Marys.
There's a lot of
Well, I
Marys.
feel like back in those days that was a very common name.
Like
Yeah.
Henry. And the
oh yeah, the other one had the Crouch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is right. Moses left medicine in 1851 and moved towards real estate, his next profession,
Random.
plotting out several additions throughout the city, including property areas near Cooper Street and in Rives Junction. During the 1860s, he was a leader of the Michigan Airline Railroad and served as their director during construction. The Grand River Valley Railroad was another one of his investments. Yes.
This guy does a lot of random
Oh, just
shit.
wait. Oh, just wait.
My first thought was Catch Me If You Can. He's just all over the place with all these random jobs.
Like,
that,
is he like just like a money man? Like he's making money? He's a doctor, he's a real estate, he's doing this with the railroad.
Well, they had
like,
lots of money.
Oh, okay.
do you
They
So
just
good.
kept going. Yeah, he just did everything.
Okay.
I don't know why, but they were that famous.
Well, that's why, because he's all over the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing all the big stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So from 1871 to 1873, they built this mansion on West Trail Street, which was later used as the American Legion Hall before it was bulldozed to create room for Mercy Hospital, which is now the medical center that still stands today, known as the Jackson County Medical Care Facility. So the house costed the family $70,000 to build and included an underground tunnel system that's rumored to have been part of the Underground Railroad.
That is a known fact in Jackson that supposedly the Underground Railroad went.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it. But was that $70,000 at their time?
Yeah. That's when I looked it up. I was like, oh, yeah.
So what is it today?
So I looked up $70,000. It did 1885 because it just rounded to the.
Yeah.
Today would be $1,862,685.
Oh.
So they have money.
So
I'm telling you.
$1.8 million.
I got money.
Okay.
Money.
And going into this, why they had so much money, and Amelia, you saying he did so much, this is everything he did. Moses was a doctor, state senator, a mayor, real estate developer, and railroad investor. He also built the McNaughton Block, a section of streets that is now the Consumers Energy site, which is Liberty in Michigan. So this guy did it all. Now we're going to Robert, which is Moses' son. Mary's father, Robert, became a partner in the family business of real estate in the 1800s and raised his family in a mansion on Blackstone Street. Robert married Elizabeth, and they had 4 daughters, Edith, Ruth, Helen, and Mary. So I didn't really find anything on Elizabeth, the mother. And nor do I have any research or information on the birth order.
Oh, like who was the oldest?
Yeah, so I don't know if Mary was the oldest, the youngest, the middle. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know any of that. And I don't know where Elizabeth is originally from either. It was very difficult finding information on her.
I feel like she might be from Jack. Like, I
Yeah,
would
'cause
assume
where else
she's
would
from
they-
Jackson.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Moses and Robert were also officers of the Jackson Mining Company, which owned 5 silver mines and 1 gold mine. So add that to their resume.
The grandpa or the son?
The grandpa and the
And the
son,
son.
Moses and Robert. Yeah.
I need to be a part of this family.
Also, Robert and Elizabeth not only had the 4 daughters, but later on they have a son, and that'll come up later on. So,
So the son must be the youngest then.
yeah,
Okay.
the son is the youngest, but I don't know of Edith, Ruth, Helen, and Mary who was born first.
Okay.
But the son was last.
Yes. That I could find. One of Moses' real estate investments was an expensive plot of land used to be known as, here we come into the cemetery, Oak Cemetery, then known as Oakdale Cemetery, now called Hillcrest Cemetery. The family plot lies in a little small wooded section of land with footpaths between the back of Elm Street Cemetery and behind the Blake Woods Medical Center. So is that where you parked in the daylight to go visit her cemetery?
Oh, we pulled up way as close as we could get. We were in the cemetery.
Oh, so you went on the back side.
Yeah, we were in the cemetery.
Oh, okay. All right, so this is where Mary's story basically ends, but also gets very strange. In the summer of 1892, little Mary, her mom Elizabeth, and 3 sisters fled Jackson during typhoid fever and diphtheria, which is a bacterial disease.
Okay.
It was an outbreak which quickly infected the city. The weird thing is they fled to Brighton, which really wasn't that far away.
Right.
This is where Mary, little Mary, suffered an inflammation from an infection, and on July 18th, her appendix ruptured.
So, like, how long from when they left to...
That's
Okay.
the weird thing. So these are my points that I could not find anywhere in research. What is the timeline of stay while in Brighton? Was it just a couple of days? It says they left in the summer and Mary's infection occurred on July 18th. Okay, did they arrive on July 15th and July 18th
Right.
this happened? Like, there's no date
Time.
of when they left Jackson.
But they didn't go with the dad.
Dad,
And they
yes.
don't have the son at this time?
Well,
no.
Okay.
they were probably running the family business. They probably couldn't leave.
And I could see that.
Is that essential?
Yeah, true.
well, he was a doctor. So maybe they needed him in town to help with doctor stuff.
No, the grandpa was the doctor.
Not that time because he's.
But the son wasn't a
Oh.
doctor,
No,
right?
no,
Son was in real
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah. So research says Mary died on July 18th and the family returned home. So guessing this all happened on the same day. So it just gets confusing on the time frame from her sickness and her apparent death.
Right.
Like, did she get sick on a Saturday and passed on Sunday? It gets confusing.
And we don't know, like, when they arrived and when she got sick and when
Right.
she died. Okay.
So Elizabeth, the mother, heartbroken, as anyone would be, packed up.
But we know that, like, it all happened in the summer. Because
Yes,
they left in the summer
July.
and she died in the summer.
Yes.
So, like, a couple months
Yep.
at the longest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elizabeth, the mother, heartbroken, packed up and returned to Jackson to bury little Mary in the family plot. The family gathered around Mary's freshly dug grave, said their goodbyes and prayers, and buried little Mary. This is where I have a huge question. Why did they not take Mary to a doctor or hospital? We know they had doctors because the grandfather was one. And why did her body not have an autopsy or go to a morgue?
Okay. But, so she went to Brighton.
Yep.
She died in Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
Did she just get back in the car with her dead daughter and drive back home?
That's what
Was
research says.
Did they not stop at a hospital?
That-
So she just assumed that she was dead.
Dead. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, why not a morgue bring her back? How do you know, like, she wasn't brought back in, like, a hearse?
So she
Research
decided,
is saying that she brought her home with the daughters.
So she decided herself that her daughter was dead. No doctor told her. She never took her to a doctor, a hospital.
But maybe because of the whole outbreak
yeah.
of the sickness, the hospitals
She
were
couldn't
full.
have. Or she couldn't go in because, like, not many people can go into the hospital now.
Right. So maybe she couldn't. What was she going to do with her other kids? Maybe there was a situation.
Yeah.
And she wanted little Mary to be buried back
Still
home.
still
It's still
questionable.
weird. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's still questionable too because we just don't have all the information.
Right. So they're back home. They bury little Mary. Mary is 6 feet under. That same night, so I don't know if it was July 18th or what date it was, Elizabeth, the mom, was woken from a nightmare by screams in the night. As soon as she woke, she was sure that there had been a mistake and that little Mary had been buried alive.
So did she assume that those screams were Mary?
Would you have heard it if she was buried in a coffin from inside your house?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming this.
6 feet under? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure if, like, she heard the screams in her dream and it was like, you need to wake up, there's
She
something
just
wrong,
had, like, a
or she actually
superstition.
heard them outside. I don't know. She convinced her husband to dig up Mary's grave and give her reassurance that this was not true. So they go outside.
Oh, I
In
just
the middle
have,
of the night?
They
I
go
just
to
have
her
chills.
grave. As they dig up little Mary's grave and remove the lid, to their horror, there were scratch marks gouged into the lid of Mary's coffin.
oh,
Mary lie there with her joints stiffed.
So
Like,
now she is dead.
yep.
like in a crawling position or
Yeah,
a
like at the top,
scratching
yes.
position.
With her face twisted in pain and little hands bloody and raw, providing that her mother's worst fears were real.
Oh my god.
Little Mary had indeed been mistakenly been buried alive, and in spite of her attempts to escape, she had suffocated in that casket shortly after being put in the ground.
Oh my god.
I can't even imagine, like, the mother, and worst of all, Mary. Like,
But did the
it's
mother
making
do
me
it on
shake.
purpose?
That's why I know.
But
I
why
would-
would she ask her husband to bury her up then?
To cover her tracks of, like, purposely burying her. Oh.
If she's the only one who heard the screams, what's it matter?
Yeah.
No one would have ever known. No one would have ever dug her up and even known.
Unless someone started investigating and dug it up. So
Well,
she
yeah.
wanted to make it seem
But
like it wasn't her.
on that note, how, in truth, there's no record that Mary's grave was ever reopened. In truth, there is no record that Mary's grave was ever reopened.
Has anyone ever tried to go open the grave? I
Wait.
know that sounds really messed
I'll
up.
get
but-
into that
So
because you
there's
really
no
can't.
truth that there's no proof that her and her husband dug up the grave.
Right.
Like, they didn't, like, bring
But
the
why would
police
there be
out
proof?
Or something to say,
There's just
Well,
no proof.
she never took her daughter to the hospital, so why would they call the police at that point?
I mean, also,
Right.
didn't you get in trouble for, like, murder at that point?
Right. So,
yeah, probably.
so that's kind of where it ends with Mary, because her parents left Jackson several years later in 1906. They left supposedly because Robert was failed by Jackson citizens to support his finance in the building of Buick cars.
What does that
So
mean?
he moved to Staten Island, New York, where he continued in real estate. Real estate and Buick cars are two different things.
He
I'm
was
very
originally
confused.
in real estate.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So maybe
Jackson
he wanted a
failed
new
him?
career. Yeah, because it's ironic that we are known for automotive.
Jackson?
Well, Michigan.
Oh.
And he said he was failed by the building of Buick cars.
What does
so
that
that's why he
mean,
left
though?
here.
Yeah, what
He's
does that
failed.
mean?
I don't know.
Like,
Like
people
he
ain't
wasn't
buying cars, or people don't want to buy his car because they may have killed their
Or
daughter.
he, wanted
wasn't-
to start a business and
Yes,
they wouldn't.
denying
Oh.
him finance support.
Is
yeah.
the grandpa dead at this point, or is he still alive? Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure. The only records to be found of Mary's death are recorded in the Old City Health Department's ratted up registry. And it basically just says that there's no proof that like a doctor signed off on it or anything.
Well, yeah, they never took her to a doctor.
So the next couple things are about hauntings and Mary's ghost. Legend says while walking into the woods near the family plot, you can still hear Mary's crying voice and hear the sounds of wood being scratched. Mary has been seen hovering.
Hovering.
It ain't a horse with hooves.
Mary has been seen
Hovering.
over her gravesite.
That's terrifying.
Laying down or standing up?
Not quite.
She's just
I would assume like she's just lifted, floating there.
All fours on her hooves.
My God. Many who have visited have heard the sounds of scratching coming from the ground and near her headstone, to the point they've gotten on their hands and knees to confirm the noise was coming from the ground. And yes, it was an unexplained scratching.
I would not get that.
I
close to
know.
a grave.
I
Just
know.
Like a hand's gonna shoot up or something.
I
Right?
wouldn't even get in the grave, like
I
in the
didn't even
cemetery.
get on the footpath. So
I've seen her grave. I've gotten that close, but I don't think I'd get to the point on my hands and knees. I wouldn't be able to run then. Yeah.
I would be paralyzed in fear.
Yeah. Supposedly, now I've never seen this. Now, I don't think I've ever been looking for this, but this was interesting. I did not know this. There is a cremation building as you go farther into the woods, and supposedly there's always a light on in this abandoned building. They say somewhere in there you might just meet up with Mary. That was
So
creepy.
What does that mean? Well, she wasn't cremated. Why she's in the cremation building?
No, but maybe she just hangs
She's
out in
just
there.
wandering
Yeah.
around. Just
I don't
hovering
know.
around.
Yeah.
Hoovering.
Oh my God. Urban legend says that if you walk around her tombstone 3 times while chanting something, you'll be able to hear scratching of fingernails on the lid of the coffin.
Hell
Changing
no.
what?
It doesn't say. I'm assuming her
no.
name, but I ain't about to find out.
I wouldn't
I
be
keep
walking.
grabbing
I
my
wouldn't
mic.
be circling a grave anyways, saying nothing. But Lord help me,
Lord. But Lord
Yeah.
help me.
So
get me out of here.
the next, I just have interesting facts, but do you have anything else on anything that I've said? Anything?
I mean,
questions?
Did you
anything?
ever hear it?
No. But I was never in there. Okay, this
Was
is...
it creepy? I mean,
Oh, it's creepy. But
I mean, you're in a cemetery at night.
yeah,
It's creepy.
it's creepy. But we were never back there long enough to find
Right.
something out or hear something. Yeah.
They also probably never stopped screaming or talking because I also would have done
Yeah.
No, we did, because there's a story. I'll just say it now. There's a story that a man guards it with a shotgun.
like
So
a
you
real
have-
live man or
yes.
a ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, I have heard that. I have
Yes.
heard that.
So, of course, you're going to be quiet. We were not loud. So, me and Lisa, shout out to Lisa, we would wear our jean skirts. Don't ask us why, but this is not something that you can run in. You know, we get cute for Little Mary's grave, apparently.
If I'm dead, I want them to find my
Yeah.
dead body dressed very cute.
Yep.
In case his guard is here, we're gonna flash him with our jean
Maybe he won't kill us
skirt.
because we're cute in our
Yes.
jeans.
So, I remember, this was probably the last time we were there. There was a perfect trail, although there were signs everywhere that you're not supposed to be there in a rope, but
Yeah, there's,
we
like, no
just went
trespass.
around it.
Like, how old were you?
High school. So 16, 17.
So they were driving. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
We were extremely quiet because you didn't want this supposed person with a shotgun to hear you.
Just you and Lisa.
No. Joby.
I was gonna
There
say,
was like a
you-
group. There was like, I'd say like 5 or 6 of us would
I was
go.
gonna
Yeah.
say, you two girls have balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Never just us two. Oh, hell no.
That's why I was like, wow, you guys
No.
were on drugs or something.
No.
Never.
So we would go, and it was a long trail before you get to the back. So you're in this wooded, and the trail's not like clean. Yeah, there's twigs. So we're in our flip flops and jean skirts.
I mean, did you not prep?
Does any 16-year-old prep for going in? No.
Well,
I
my
would've-
16-year-old self didn't prep to go there anyway.
I mean, like,
so-
I prepped myself to go TPing. I would have just dressed the same.
I don't think we were prepared.
Shoes-
I don't.
My first thing was I need shoes I can run in.
Okay, clearly Lisa and I weren't
I have
on
a
the
question.
cute factor. So when we walked through the trail, it was quite a few ways back. But again, we're very quiet because we don't want this guy with a shotgun to come at us.
Did it
Yes.
seem like a far way back?
No.
Or were you guys just so scared that like
No, it is, because think about it. We're at the back of that medical center, and
Right.
it's all the way in the back. So it's quite a few.
Miles.
Yeah, I wouldn't say miles, but
I'm
it is
asking
quite
as
a
a
few
question.
feet.
Oh, I thought you were supposed
No, I've
say-
never been there.
I'd say like a half mile, maybe. I don't know. It's been so long, I couldn't tell you. So we got back there. We didn't see the guy at first with the shotgun, but then all of a sudden he came from the corner. So we all start running.
Oh no.
Who's dead last? I am.
He shot you.
No. So we're running,
We're ghosts.
and there is
They were
this
not real.
mound
No,
of.
we are ghosts because she was shot, so she's actually a ghost telling
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
So there's this mound of wood.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say like wood. It was more like twigs and like rubbish, like just kind of in the middle of the trail. But I'm running. I fall.
in her flip flops and jean skirt.
Everyone just keeps going. No one helps me up. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding
Hell
me.
no, I would have done the same thing. You were on your own.
I get up, I exit. We got out of there. I don't think we ever went back after that, but there was a person there guarding it. And it does say in my facts about people who do guard it. So that's my story
I
of the
have
grave.
heard that.
Yeah.
That there is a guy who guards
Yeah.
it.
I've
I wonder
never
if
heard
it's
that.
like a family member.
Um,
Or if it's someone that like
It's probably just a worker of the cemetery.
no,
with a shotgun
no, it says, I think.
Why do they have to have a shotgun? Why do they have to be so?
to scare people off.
Yeah.
Just hold like
He'd
a
be
bat.
better off like putting a walkie-talkie there and like making scratching.
Yeah,
noises with a
I know,
walkie-talkie
I
or
know.
something, like,
Or
Yeah.
just saying, "Get the fuck out of here."
It was
Missionary.
it was creepy.
you need to leave before the shotgun man comes.
He's coming for you.
So that is my story.
Wait, so has there been any like pictures of her like that they caught, or like has anybody come to
Yeah, like ghost hunters.
try and yeah.
Ghost hunters have not, but there is an MLive article, and I believe they went out there in the middle of the night, and there is a article, if you look at it, I don't see it. Maybe you guys could if you pull it up, but they have a before and an after picture, and there's like an outline, and it looks
fuck no.
like a body, not a body, but it looks like her standing next to the monument. I don't see it,
It's
but
on MLive.
but they say they see it. So now we're going to get into some interesting facts that I found, and I will also tell you who's all buried at the plot because I thought that was interesting. In 1974, Citizen Patriot tracked down Donald McNaughton, a still living sibling of little Mary, who was born 2 years after her death. So this would be
Donald is Mary's brother who was born 2 years after she died.
so when I was earlier saying that they had a
Yeah.
son, this was a son, and he said the legend was ridiculous.
Why?
That's what he said. He would have been 82 years old at that time. So he is no longer with us. Because that was in 1974.
Well, that makes me like. I mean, he's the brother, his mom and dad.
But he was also two.
Two.
So like, what would he know?
Years. Yeah, he was. Well, no, he was born 2 years later.
after she died.
Yeah.
But his mom and dad went through it. Like,
Yeah, but maybe his mom and dad didn't want to tell him the true story, so he just.
That's what
all
I
he
was
grew up
thinking.
knowing was.
So, Kelly, when I asked you in the beginning to choose your land, Moses was the first known property owner of the land now occupied by the Jackson District Library Carnegie Branch.
One of my favorite places in Jackson where I got my senior pictures. And one of the senior pictures I actually chose was inside the library surrounded by books.
is that the
'Cause
downtown
it's so-
one?
Yes,
Yeah,
there's
Carnegie.
A couple outside, but like
But it's so beautiful
it
inside.
has a big marble staircase, which also if you go on our website, some of our pictures that
Yeah.
we took together were at the library. It is a very pretty building.
So you asked about
So I
Mary.
was right though. Amelia said antique. I said
Yeah.
library.
Antique was a good one though. Amelia, you asked about Mary, what the grandmother did. She was the president of the Jackson Home of the Friendless, a home to widows and orphans of local Civil War soldiers, which is now called the Jackson Friendly Home.
Where's that at?
Don't know the road name, but
Is
it's
that
still here, isn't it? Yeah. In 1970, Mary's gravesite was vandalized. This led to restricting the access to the public to try to preserve the plot.
What was it vandalized with? Do we know?
Not sure. In 1997, tours were given to the public not to tell Mary's tale, but that of her family's and how they influenced Jackson.
So they left out all the juicy details.
Yeah.
that people would go there for.
Yeah.
People were probably so disappointed. Like
I
I
know.
came for a ghost story and I got like a history story.
Well, I'm more disappointed because there's no plans to start tours again. So, but
Trying to
Let's start
bury
it.
this
yeah,
Let's start it.
Okay.
Let's start the
None
tours
of us
ourselves.
want to go there.
Yeah.
We wanna
I
tour
know.
it.
Yeah. But some family members still go visit when tracing their genes back to the McNaughton clan. There are several signs that indicate off limits and to not go back there. However, there are a few friendly groundskeepers who may take you on a tour. Some visitors leave small trinkets and bows to this day on the gravesite. So those buried at the plot, Moses's mother and father. So that's why I think they moved here because of his... So Moses is a grandfather.
So that's Mary's great grandpa.
Yes. Isabella and Robert. Isabella was 88, but she died in New York, but is buried here.
Oh.
Robert, another Robert, Moses' father, died at 77.
So I wonder if the family was originally in Jackson and then the great grandparents moved to New York and that's why they ended up back in Jackson. Because if she died in New York but was buried in Jackson, if she was from New York, why would she be buried in Jackson?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Could be.
So
Yeah.
maybe they
Could
originally
be.
were from Jackson. They moved to New York for some odd reason, and that's why
Yeah.
I feel like they ended up back here.
Could be.
Moses and Mary. Moses died at 88. Mary died at 68.
Oh, damn.
So get ready for this. Moses' first wife,
Oh.
Sarah McNaughton, and his first son, Moses. So Sarah gave birth to twins, Moses and Hugh. Moses died as an infant, and Sarah died shortly after giving birth at the age of 23. So they are both buried in this plot as well.
The 1800s were wild.
Yeah. Charles.
But Hugh is still alive?
Well,
Well,
here
I mean, he
anymore,
was living. He was.
but he was living.
Yeah. Charles,
Sorry.
Robert's son, age 20, died.
Oh my gosh. He used to say how?
Couldn't find it.
Maybe the plague got him, or whatever that
Oh,
sickness
yeah.
was.
Whatever
at the time.
Yeah.
Robert, son and Mary's father, death and age unknown, but he's in the plot. And Elizabeth, Mary's mother, age 94, 95, it says, is in the
Damn,
plot.
she was old.
Yeah.
The women lived longer than the men in this family.
What about the sisters?
I'm assuming they got married and moved on and they're buried.
But they're not buried there?
No.
Is the brother?
Nope. That was the only ones buried there.
They probably wanted to get away from all this. Because imagine, like, when all this was happening.
Living through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were probably like, oh my God, I'm getting out of this town. I'm changing my last name by getting married and I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine like being like a very wealthy, well-known family, but like literally now all they're known for is their sister who died.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's gotta be tough.
And possibly as a ghost.
Yeah.
Years later, the cemetery keepers moved Mary's body to an unmarked grave, but kept the gravestone in its original place. This is a story that I found during research. A visitor went around midnight when they heard scratching coming from the ground. They shone their flashlight down at the unmarked gravestone from where the sound was coming from. Now, they didn't know at the time that her body was moved, and they heard the scratching coming from like this grass area.
And they were like, what's.
And
I
later,
thought this was over at her plot.
right?
What's going on here?
And later they found out that her body has been moved. Yes.
Why did they move her body?
Probably to stop
Yeah.
people from
But then they
coming in.
moved it back?
No, it's still at an unmarked area in the
So
cemetery.
at that gravesite you just showed us, her body's not buried there.
Well, it's somewhere there, but we don't know where.
But it's not
Under
with
the
her
Mary.
headstone.
No.
I mean, maybe they did put it back in.
Yeah, they could be, yeah. Yeah.
So nobody knows where her body is? I mean, someone's got to know.
Yeah, someone's got to know, but
What if someone does it and they start digging this plot for someone else to bury and they
Oh,
bury
shoot.
her or unbury her
yeah.
Oh, and then maybe finally they'll open the casket.
Yeah.
and watch nothing's wrong?
Yeah.
What if there's nobody at
And
all?
then
Wouldn't that be some shit?
What if there's nobody?
Oh.
And scratching marks on it.
yeah.
this is the last interesting fact. I thought this was creepy. In later years, a man installed a telephone inside of a casket with a direct line to the cemetery office so others did not get buried alive like little Mary.
Wait.
So can you imagine if you're lying 6 feet under and you're alive and you dial the cemetery office, or imagine working in the cemetery office and you get a call, hey, I'm at plot 678 and I'm 6 feet under and alive. Because they're trying to prevent other people being buried
how
alive.
do they do that? What year was this?
I don't know. There was a picture, like a diagram of like what it looked
When
like.
did
Yeah.
Like all of them, or just
No,
like
they
one?
don't. I've never heard of it anymore. It was like back then, but
Well, nowadays, I mean, they wouldn't. But like, imagine, like, when were coroners a thing?
I'm not sure.
Well, coroners were in the
Crouch murder.
episode.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking this whole time during this.
But
But
never-
they were so concerned about people being buried alive that they put phones in it instead of just having a coroner come out and be like,
so that's all I
could
have.
you imagine?
Yeah. Getting that call. I
But
couldn't
imagine
have.
also the money wasted on all the caskets
Yeah.
that were dead people that have phones in there. That
Yeah.
imagine digging up somewhere down the line. I don't know why you ever would, but dig up a casket and there's a phone in it, and you'd be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
I just don't understand how they put a phone in it in the
Well, they'd have to have like
1800s.
wires coming up out of the ground because
Yeah.
there wasn't like cell phones back then. Also would have died.
That's so weird.
And that's the
It was
story.
just like
Do
a
they
cup
have
and
caller
string.
ID and it's like
No, it was
Plot.
a cup and string.
plot
Yeah.
number?
There are all these cups and strings going.
Hey,
to this
I'm
building.
alive.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
hold on, Mary's calling me.
Yeah.
Plot 76 is ringing. Hold on.
That's all I have on Little Mary that was born right here in Jackson.
That's crazy. Could you imagine like
No.
all
No.
of it?
Being part of that family.
I just want to know if it's true.
Well, the brother doesn't seem to think so.
Donald.
Maybe. Damn it. Donald. Maybe he just like doesn't want to deal with it either. Because if he says
Probably.
it's true, imagine how many people would be coming
Yeah.
in for interviews and questions and, or would have been. I'm assuming
Yeah.
he's not alive.
No, he's not alive anymore.
He probably just was done with it and was like, no, it didn't happen. But like,
He also
but
wasn't
then also
alive.
maybe his parents didn't tell him the truth.
Yeah, because he also wasn't alive when it happened, so like I don't think he really dealt with it probably as much as his family and sisters did.
Yeah.
It's creepy for sure.
Dun, dun,
Let's go.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
It is pretty cool. So that was Little Mary of Jackson.
That's creepy. I didn't know like all the details, so I'm glad you did that story. I
Yeah.
didn't know the grave was over there. I was thinking like more like downtown, like or not downtown, like fourth.
Greenwood?
Yeah,
Mm.
over that way. That's where I thought it was.
Now every time you drive 94, you're gonna look over that direction and be like, oh.
I, for the longest time, thought it was at Greenwood too, just because that cemetery seems creepy.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
So old and it's got that black fence around it. Like,
Yeah.
it just looks creepy.
It looks like you shouldn't enter it.
Yeah.
It looks like, yeah. So when me and my friends went, I had no idea it was actually in that cemetery. And how many times have we all
I
passed that
know.
cemetery
Yeah.
and I did not know?
on-
I didn't know the details of it though. Like I did not know any of the backstory on the movie.
I knew that she was buried alive and there was
Yeah, I knew that, but I
but
didn't know
that's
like
it,
the
yeah.
appendix and like
Yeah.
the whole like left town came back.
But
It's
it's
just-
definitely creepy that like they left because of like a pandemic.
I was just
and,
gonna say,
like,
there's a
all
lot
that.
of
It wasn't a
weird.
pandemic.
Well, I'm just saying.
I just think there's a
something.
lot of weird, ironic things like the typhoid fever, and now we're dealing with an outbreak. It's
Okay.
just weird.
We need to know what sister she was, oldest, middle, or
That's what
youngest, 'cause it's
I
gonna be
tried.
us.
I tried. I've looked up family
was four,
trees.
though.
I've looked up everything.
John.
Well,
But
Sonny,
technically there was 5.
why'd you go cross-eyed, John?
I looked at the microphone like I was talking to her.
But technically there was 5 kids because they had Donald.
Yeah.
We have 5 because Sonny and John.
True. Forgot.
So we need to know where Mary is in that order because
No, we don't want to know.
I was talking to my neighbor about this, and she said the same thing. She's like, maybe the mom did it because maybe she was the oldest and like she was bad in school. And like, I was like, you're right though. There had to have been a story, or there could be. And
I
we don't know.
feel like it's the mom because I mean it makes sense because she left town with her kids and then all of a sudden she's dead and brings her back and they bury her. But it doesn't make sense why she would convince her husband to go out there and bury her or dig her up. Like that doesn't make sense
Yeah.
to me. Like something's missing.
But maybe also like when they did leave town, something bizarre happened to where she thought maybe she killed Mary and didn't want to like
Oh
go to prison or be accused of murder. So she was like, oh shit, we'll just say her appendix burst, she got infected and she died. And they buried her because if they would have taken her to a hospital or something, they would have been like, oh, this is child abuse
Yeah.
or you murdered her.
Yeah, I could see that, but why would they dig her up?
Guilt?
Yeah.
But
Like,
like
maybe
at
she
that
was,
point,
like-
you have your tracks covered. It's believable. If you unbury her, it looks suspicious.
Yeah, but guilt makes people do crazy things.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
true.
accusing Elizabeth McNaughton of doing anything, but
She's
there's
about to
speculation.
haunt all of us.
Yeah.
But there is some like unanswered.
We can't be the only
Shit
ones
going
thinking
on.
this.
Yeah.
But we're talking about
So that's little Miss Mary McNaughton
Well, good
of
story,
Jackson.
Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good story. So we mentioned last week that we're going to be doing the book review once a month. We'll be doing that on the last Monday of every month.
Mhm.
The episode we upload will be our book review episode. So a reminder, it's Mr. Nobody by
Catherine Stedman.
Catherine Stedman. If anyone wants to read it, so you have some time and we're in quarantine life, so
Yeah, and you can discuss with us.
there isn't much else to do. So if you read it and have like opinions on the book or questions or like things you want us to make sure we talk about in the review, send them in. Either DM on Twitter, Instagram. We have a Facebook now.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yep.
That's new. So if you want to message on Facebook, uncorkedcrime.com, you can also submit there. Our episodes are also posted there. And other things. And then also the Uncorked Crime at Yahoo. So we'll be doing that in a month, and the last Monday of every month we'll be doing a book review. And we'll let you guys know at the end of
The book
review the next book we will be reviewing. So we'll give you a month to get the book read up.
Yeah.
And if you have any book recommendations, also
Oh,
feel
yeah.
free to send those in.
Or story recommendations, or your own story recommendations. Let us know.
We would love to do listener stories. So if you guys have any ghost, murder, anything weird, creepy, crawly, send in your stories. We'd love to do a listener episode every now and then.
Yeah,
and
maybe
get your guys' stories out.
maybe with the book review.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could do like half book review, half listener stories.
Yeah. So send them in.
Yeah, send in stories.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Is that all?
That's all.
All right. Cheers to Mary McNaught.
Cheers, Mary.